Thanks for joining us for the Corridor Jazz virtual streaming concert tonight. Up next, we've got the Mount Vernon Swingin' STANGS with their contribution to this year's CD. And joining me is the guest artist from this year, singer Amy Friedl Stoner, who has a connection beyond what we see a lot for Corridor Jazz. You are a Mount Vernon alum.
I am, class of 2001. Don't do the math, doesn't matter.
So what do you remember from the fine arts, singing and music and theater and that from high school? Obviously, that was what set you on the course to become a singer as an adult.
For sure. Mount Vernon's always had, that I remembered a really great reputation for having a strong music department. What I loved about going to a small school was the fact that in choir, we had football players, volleyball players, speech people. It was in the musicals, there were, multi-sport athletes. So I guess my main memory would be just the discipline. It was very disciplined and, a very strong program. I learned a lot of really great basics there, but I loved that it wasn't just chorus kids or music kids or band nerds. It was all different types of kids. And I think it's still that way. And I said something to Scott Weber about that I just was, I was so proud of how the music department's grown and changed and yet stayed strong in that same way.
Our rehearsal time this year in particular was kind of limited due to COVID precautions. But when you go into work with a student group like this, it's a different experience than your private students. There are a lot more kids and obviously a compressed time frame to, build a relationship or, try and do some mentoring. But what do you hope the students get out of a program like this?
I think it's fun for them to be involved with you and KCCK and, obviously the guest artist, I think adds a different element to it. And, I know, I think Ian Draves, who plays bass for me sometimes in some of my shows, I think he was involved in a couple of these recordings. And so I think for some of them, it could be the first opportunity to work with some of these artists that maybe they could get hired by someday if they, stick with it and keep honing their craft. And so I think it just is a different exposure level for them. I think getting to record is such a cool experience. Don't think I did any of that in high school singing. And so I think that's really exciting to see how a professional recording works, to get to work with Ed. It's really exciting.
Well, are you ready to hear and see the final product?
I'm ready.
Hear the Mount Vernon Swingin' STANGS featuring Amy Friedl Stoner and Bobby Darin's As Long As I'm Singing on KCCK's Corridor Jazz Concert.
There's a bell up in my brain that's ringing, making a crazy crazy ding dong. And if this band don't desert me, then there's nothing in the